Abusia ya makwaba shonko so eba POG Media so ene yare mako highway ne so highway ne de ensem bebre wo so ayen so ya Japan se ebe me abedwafo no ahu de ekọ ene de eba na den na ekọ so ewo highway ne so eye J.Mensah ene chese ode esu like ode jatoa akwa chese Ghana military ene Ghana retired soldier ba akwa chese osum go ne so se osre na ope ahobambo osre na elections we need the own to me enwie mu ma Akuffo Addo na sisi a pressure na start ba ne so no enye pressure ketwa enye asem ketwa kwa nti no waka kire Akuffo Addo say own to me enwia 2024 abane mu emma NPP amanyuku no no pa de tension na owo mu no enye tension ketwa busua we ye ensem a ababetu da ewo highway ne so a say J.Mensah kura ne kunu de ne ho abefrefre ma enye asem ketwa kwa busua Alaska e de san ensem no ede abre ebe pese ebe mi abedwafo no be mi akona yakwa akoti ensem a course na answer na ebe kono owo ensem kan bi afa hye your comment section like na share ma afofo so answer into me entry bedam ase
J.Mensah kunu adwan toa ya yesa de kunu adwan toa metwa me wo ba na se me ba J.Mensah kunu adwan toa eye nyawo tamakro se dia na on be ya asunje be ba o man Ghana batoi ana so ka kire se onto ne yerefo J.Mensah start isuro and say J.Mensah's husband Čřy&Runs called me on how to have peace in the elections. I told him, let your wife do the right thing. Dr. Nyaho Tamakro.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Tieniye, J.Mensah's husband, Čřy&Runs, called me on how to have peace in the elections. I told him, let your wife do the right thing.
Hey, Alaska the dawn. And same way no abosi.
Tie so we MPP ni. Na ya say J.Mensah betumi aboa wa. You must be dreaming. And ni kunu dwane ato nyaho tamakro a. Oya retired soldier we hu kuda. We hu say dia amamboye asamte. We hu say dia mojahwegu say dia man butu akokata nyaho tamakro say. You better then assume you better see 2 years for. Čřy&Runs behave to say peace council. Peace council ni woman fomented trouble, but o meja ho. Akwa catch NDC say, mudia munja ni ababu mu amunje ntum. Peace council behave to say Christian councilor. Woman ni woman mu tu galamsey. Ni akwa galamsey pit. See akwa bompa, you are a joke.
Hey, Alaska the dawn. And same way no abosi.
I'm sure about Facebook. Yenti nyaho tamakro. Me see J.Mensah this time around no court into me save you. And if you security no kura no woman po epe security.
Hey, Alaska the dawn. And same way no abosi.
Me bo when we are make asem bi akire MPP for ni eye nanado. You are a joke. Someone him that we are NDC matching with boot for boot. No more matching with eagle eyes. Me see NPP full soldiers say mumpani for nim said they are going to opposition. Every problem handing over note. And the more BBG among Kwajune Preko.
Hey, Alaska the dawn. And same way no abosi.
I'm sure about Facebook. Now Tamakro. What's it there? Join us live, Yanko.
The elections we are going to have now, we have to be careful. I am worried. I am worried because of the behavior of the Electoral Commission. At times it's hard to think about certain things. You are right.
I'm sure about Facebook.
Commissioner, I know very, very well. I say very well. When I was a kid, I was a pet to her father, Dr. Bluku Aloti. Now, recently the husband called me. The husband I know very well, Čřy&Runs. I met him, and it was about how to have peace during these elections. And I told him, let your wife do the right thing. Oh, yes. He's alive. You can ask him. Let your wife do the right thing. Because what is happening now, if we are not careful and certain things are not put in place, the Electoral Commission will walk us into disaster. Mind my words, I'm telling you. There are wrongs going on, and the wrongs must be put right. You follow me? There are wrongs going on. They know it. How can you transfer a whole group of people from a particular place to another place without their knowledge? They can't deny that. You follow me?
Hey,
and
Alaska the
certain methods
Dawn.
that they are
Same way
using.
no
If we
abosi.
want peace in this country,
Hey, Alaska
then we
the
must be
Dawn.
serious.
Same way no abosi.
Selected committee ni MPP apɛsɛ ɔmo de atewe.
NDC me and train and go Supreme Court biom. There was a year of police station and the collation center was here. And so I don't retract. The next election for NDC is going to be a do or die affair. You must do the right thing at the polling station. And so I'm telling all our party executives, say, you must be at that polling station and make sure the right thing is done. You must be at the collation center and make sure the right thing is done. Don't abdicate your responsibility at that level and expect that after somebody has stolen the election, you go to Supreme Court to see if they will turn the election for you. They won't do it. Maintain sign. It's a do or die affair. It's an English idiom. Mobianco be in the dictionary and see what do or die means. It's different from all die be die. All die be die, broken English, pidgin jargon, but we do or die could be a dictionary in affair. And I say it's a do or die affair. NDC must man the polling stations. They must man the collation centers. Make sure the pink sheets are correct. Make sure we get the right results and everything. Because if you'll be full from a flag bearer, on the because of the Supreme Court. But say me NDC flag bearer, I'm not going to the Supreme Court. We must win at the polling station and the collation center.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
No option but to declare who the true winner is.
Right, and the you do the right thing and you are free. Send you away.
The Electoral Commission opened the register for people to go and look at, inspect their names. I'm sorry to say there's a lot wrong with that register. The EC has to set up so that we don't have any confusion on election day. The EC is an important institution in us having peaceful elections in this country. So if the EC commissioners are listening to me, you better wake up. You're not doing your job properly. A lot of people cannot find their names. Other people's names have been transferred without their knowledge. People have registered for proxy without using their biometric cards. People who have done multiple registration, their names are still on the register.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Not just J.Mensah. Aya Mami J.Mensah kunu eja we ho. Ekwa ko siki for peace. Katira oyire say onye the right thing. If say asoja for mo ye papa na, mudi wani atum so they are not on your side. A police for na ye papa no, they are not on your side. Ghana for mo adwemu da ho mo ye papa, they are not on your side. Let us do the right thing and everybody will be safe. 0303.3. Na nando say ya nyo mamba pa. Amo ya den. Ye kaya ho entwa. Ye tu ya ni ahwe ya ni achi. Benkum anasa nefa. Omani nkoye. Ewe mami ma Ghana fo nyina yakọ. Say yetumi atena abanboni wemu 7.5 years. Nyaminka obi biara ho.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Mami chia Dr. Akuffo dampare lawyer. Ebiye boko de. Na mi chia nanado danko Akuffo Addo. Ebiye de na kwaso. Mi chia Dr. Mamudu Bawumia. Na mi chia napo. Afi mami chia the incoming president John Dramani Mahama. Any ayana bedi echire Professor J.Mensah Kwajima boko de.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Ewe wuna motorway nyaminka ho. Sawa Accra, all the 16 regions across the country, and that of the globe. Ewe Ghana for nyina Adamu ase.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Yenchi Ghana for munam terminal 3. Yanyane ntiyasa samre mu biem a mu etie show no. Afa BNI office. Yasi mu biem. Bank of Ghana, yasi muteta na mutie.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Including GBC, yasi muteta na mutie.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Ewe yaba banko Mahama Kumsin, what is fish farming?
Okay, let me repeat for you. I said Ghanaians consume over 1 million metric tons of fish annually. Our production is around 400,000 metric tons in Ghana.
Remember,
we have a huge gap between consumption of fish in Ghana and production. How do you propose to address this situation, to close the gap?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As the Honorable Member rightly mentioned, Mr. Chairman, the population that consume the animal protein, fish, are more than what we are able to get from the fishing. When giving the nod, I know my predecessor started some aquaculture projects. That is aquaculture youth for youth in jobs, youth in creating jobs.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
That is MP for of the to the media nude. I was on my Facebook because you have a bomb come my baby answer Ayakama. I coffee comes was it?
Remember, I'm in Yanako for the Anat Watcher before Gabriel just Dacono, nephew, Ophia Bridge the Beno. Mianato. Now, I used to support Akuffo. So, what happened? I'm in Yanako for the Anat Watcher, and I don't think and that, in fact, any opportunity, Mayor, Mama, Akuffo because he does not, he doesn't deserve it. He does not deserve the leadership of this great country. I can't entrust Ghana into the hands of Nana Akuffo. I can't sleep. It's not safe. It's not safe, and I believe that because I've studied him. I've watched him. I'm better push my into many details this year, but I cannot sleep easy with Akuffo as president of Ghana. I mean, no, I will not sleep easy as a Ghanaian. More promote Nana Akuffo as president of Ghana. I can't because I cannot entrust the destiny of this country into the hands of Nana Akuffo. That's my opinion. If you want, I will repeat it. I'm repeating it. I cannot entrust the destiny of this country into the hands of Nana Akuffo.
92.3.
Right, I'm sure live on the radio on 92.3. Now, J.Mensah, how come since what is fish farming?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll try my best. Fish farming is the process of rearing of fish in the reservoirs and the fish ponds, etc. Thank you. And one advantages of fish
Akuffo FM 92.3.
makes the farmer earn some income. It also increases fish in our.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. Who will feel less, Papa?
I will share some join us live on Facebook. No, baby, sir. Addo Namakofa Kofi Kumsen, the voice Ediaba. Na yasi sir Osuba Toa, I am from Medican. Nanado Aba Obianka Nanado na Bosu na Brabo, any nipa bonifua oya yanti mayatu abade mano. Na fantinimi na kase kitu apo na egwang dem na ebenyinge. Dr. Bawumia vice president and a new office abokro no ahoro. Enne hwe amanfo na etwa Bawumia ho ahia no. Wo se wo nyina aya connection men. Wo nyina aya nkurofo a sabi mpreduasa. Utumu se abra papa bi eni wo mani so. Na eyesika Bawumia wonti anoma sarande no. Wo madwumu ye ha. Because we are woman managing Dr. Bawumia na etra said ya nanado amemu otifa.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Filler number 1.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. Who will feel less, Papa?
I will just say, utie me here. Miracle Abuaji Akacha Ghana for say. Infrastructure, ehu here, impuntu juma, ehu here. If it's a we impuntu juma, and you be an ebenya home faswo. It is a weird aya flag bearer. Nessa or no miracle Abuajuba nenim. Now with the infrastructure aya campaign over 20 hours.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Woyi na Bawumia esan say show way yam boy yent.
You see, infrastructure, you didn't see it. I say, Akuffo the San can say a man transfer for ball. You can see a man transfer for ball. You see a man Akuffo can see a man. Infrastructure, they wouldn't. Infrastructure, no. A budget line. You can't honor the mark contract and quad obesi. and we have solve problems. Problems are obi enyebi. And I'll give you an example. The reason why infrastructure any big deal, and they say, to me spreading infrastructure at the same time, MOB enyebi. It is an infrastructure and kwan out of record there. It means that omunya asadi so for some kind of better abama. Because Okosi Airport Terminal 3, we kumulate. You had to sign a airport Terminal 3. And you Okosi Terminal 3 now say Odiano, and now say and no need the entire son to abama.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. Oh, Phyllis, Papa.
Now, yen just had your magana for a branch away and no Kasama Bawumia. And the young fan, sir, yes, university, I was so many. I infrastructure. Miracle body catch I send this on one latte. No to me, access to start investing in Nitia Kwasiaduma. Akwaya sa wa latte. Obi tinkra ha ti lashibi. Aseni se ni oti lashibi no entumi enko latte enko fa kwan no swinti no ehu hia. University of Ghana Medical Center. Yes, COVID by Anuna G MPP Mpanifo Bebe, including the Health Minister.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Edwa woni enti omukọ bobusia, no mu de ababa no awache adi. Wa woni enti a wo mu kọji sika na ni ababa chairman sentwerefo no madi. Wa woni enti a nanado anya enough money but there is nothing to show. Wa woni enti a akwanyina tete apansam. It is our branch when Nakasadima Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Me see by 2 months to come, Dr. Bawumia can pay a begu.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
If you have such a person, or no Nakasadima abai wea, nientia akwanyina titia pansam, ne yedi free SH Saba, nankwala kusku onuyase no, sanya se neti.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Who person how useless obitia manipulation. Se asamba na bo so wabushia pani onimyansa se calamity be before a community about so wo hene no o wonyansa na so ninyansa.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
It is a Dennis miracle body. Dennis kabi of Ghana fontie.
You see infrastructure ya dey say be mukra say Akuffo dey say kan say man transfer afebo. E can say man transfer afebo. E say man Akuffo ka dey say man ko. Infrastructure dey wunim. Infrastructure no a budget line. Sika no wona dey ma contract and kwade obesi. And we have found solving problems. Problems are obi enyebi. And I'll give you an example. The reason why infrastructure any big deal, and they say, to me spreading infrastructure at the same time, MOB enyebi. It is an infrastructure and kwan out of your record there. It means that omunya asadi so for some kind of better abama. Because Okosi Airport Terminal 3, me kumulate. You had to sign a airport Terminal 3. And you Okosi Terminal 3 now say Odiano, and now say enu na edi enti enyina so to abama. Metueti yawo.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Eti wahu abrantia ono ana MPP fu hwa no so nimyansa. Na sa papa we na nado na wasa no, o say yi na di so no asa. So tira say what spa. Won say uto spa ye yi bi ya friend Ntebe. Na nado na asa, wo hu so obi asa e ma wapam no.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Now I will say about Facebook because you 2 minutes na ya kire sie.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Now join me live on Facebook. When we say, so we are century anyway, you must stick to principles. So we are nipa dasenia, sabi udri kwa nkaya. So we can't summon now, or China was okay the same thing. Now one woman follow me for years. And me share me radio, I say, way back, the Eastern region, one woman nim, say I have been consistent. Because Debi ada metenasia me si edin a me metumi abo ho ban eye maate no eye busu edin it is a me mababa tu sa maate wei se me fi agomeda kodiabe olokochowe no obi enim se sa din wei ahemfudi abrempon din no se me nya hwe kura madin na I was say me protect din no.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
It is a new me can say and now I was a mean 60 Namika A.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
Now we are going to expose some journalists Womu frɛ wɔn the so-called senior journalists.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Yɛwɔ kuromu ha ɛna 2015.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Yɛsi Honorable Julius Dabra no yɛ chief of staff.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Ɛna yɛ invite Century for the call Flagstaff House ɛna yɛsi yɛ friend Jubilee House.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Now according to aya information me di Abraham wi. Century for call ni yɛ ma wɔn bibi yɛ friend Soli. Na sa Soli ni yɛ ma wɔn no wɔn ma between 1,000 Ghana cedis and 500 cedis.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Niawa editor in chief ayafa no Agbert Fable. Onu aye editor in chief Adema the Ghanaian Observer.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
So we the Ghanaian Observer nkwasi asembia afa John Mahama huni atamos any J.J. Rollins onu na Electoral.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
And then we are going to expose that man.
Hey, Alaska the Dawn. Who fearless, Papa?
Nanu yi na professor ana nanu way. Ana mpei se asirwa se obesu ajenkukusu ne tupai.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
John Mahama kwakwaya meet the press. Eti Dr. Bawumia aka mitareda ho. Onu tun koye bi.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Anuti ya bua essential for 220. Tieniye.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Akoba ne say yama century ni bia between 10,000 Ghana cedis to 20,000 Ghana cedis. NPP 7.5 years ago. Na Dr. Bawumia nam China. Ekita plate can't you see the coins no. All of a sudden, woman to be ma century for 100 million odd Ghana cedis and 200 million odd Ghana cedis.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Agbert Fable aname no ka say onu no ye CEO Adima Petroleum Commission when your appointment on another abem.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Na Emre Julius Dabra aya sadia no having broke loose ama mafo deep upon that time our Ghana ha so me bisa say ya tam 100 million odd Ghana cedis 200 million odd Ghana cedis adi ama a century for obia ye din because nanado di ade ti nyansa nyina adwane akogotem.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Absabra Facebook na tie video no oko news file na sankofo mutu onya yanua lawyer Samson ayene lade mu nyina no muti hobby ane yambisa se adie na lawyer Samson ayene ni ne ka no wo mu ka de fa nia esi ya wo Dr. Bawumia meet press encounter nyame tua mu ka wo Yesu di.
Ahoto FM 92.3.
Now bra Facebook na yentie egbofebo me ba to yanko yentie.
Do I have the floor?
Yes, Paul.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Vice President and colleague journalists. I think we're having a very interesting time. Mr. Vice President, I covered the NPP presidential primaries in 1998. I covered election 2000. I covered the NDC contest for election 2004, the one between Mills and Kwesi Botwe. I covered election 2004, 2008, 12, 16, 20. I have never seen a presidential candidate, whether in opposition or in government, focusing his campaign to the people about policy initiatives and policies that have been achieved. I also covered the UK election in 2001 for Tony Blair, and I covered also the UK election in 2019. You will find in those places that they were always articulating policy, what can be done, what can be solved.
92.3.
Right, Abusia tie we aye Paul Adumachi. Now let us not forget Paul Adumachi or your government appointee our buy we mu. Now says here Yahya Edward Fable and when your appointment our nanado abem as at that time no tie yemisa no den no kadify Julius Dabra wo mu invitation ma eye general. Me ba to bra Facebook yanko
Organizes GJ Awards. So at the end of every journalism year, I mean, journalists who have excelled are appreciated, so to speak. So I think that what happened, using what happened at the Flagstaff House as a dashboard,
which is not new. It's been going on from time immemorial.
No, but Facebook, Junior, no way.
It stinks.
Let's
see how anybody
FM
will look the average Ghanaian in the face, eyeball to eyeball, and seek to rationalize what happened. I fundamentally have been a journalist for some time. Look, it's our time we sought a clear distinction between, the solid, as we know, like a journalist, a young rookie reporter comes on assignment and is, going away. You look at him or her and say, look, take 20 Ghana cedis for transportation. Those ones, I think that we need to compartmentalize them.
I was at Dano 2015, so Facebook.
That you cannot really, describe as something to influence the
Are you a member of Occupy Ghana?
Yes, I am a member of Occupy.
92.3.
Now, moving from there, even when you come to the corporate world, there are brands, and these brands always want visibility in the media. So they even prepare their own, advertorials and give it to a journalist or a media house to roll out as if it is an independently researched thing. We call it PR. But when you are in government, you ought to be careful. You ought to be careful. Takes money from the corporate world to push a brand. And I don't want to mention any brand because of all kinds of whatever that we have. You can look at it and blink an eye. But when it comes from the seat of government, who were called? They say senior editors, senior journalists. These are the gatekeepers. If it was a rookie journalist, some young journalist who was called and was given an amount, I would have looked at it in a different light. But these are gatekeepers. They sieve the information and decide what ought to be given to the reading public. And as far as I'm concerned, when you have a gatekeeper in your pocket, then the reading, consuming, or watching, consuming public is dead. Now, just a few weeks or months after that, we also see Julius DਆਪਾR also caught in the same vortex. What is it at the presidency that is making the sharing of money a way of life?
So I take it that you endorse Occupy Ghana's statement that is saying that the president should publicly denounce this and ask the Flagstaff House and government department ministries to stop giving such things forthwith.
The presidency is a place where policy is taught through and supervised and compliance ensured. All of a sudden, we are seeing the presidency being, if you like, a microfinance.
And he should at least reprimand the chief of staff for this?
Reprimand is even a small.
It's very interesting.
Papa.
I will say, what would the body at Some of you are motu majority of them are called Bawumia, meet the press nibi. So Yembisa Edward Febu Jr. said, Dr. Bawumia did same into the presidency and a microfinance and now a Unibank. So you see, on my woman. I see then the media know they were gatekeepers. Just almost gate I know areas Akuffo and Chem. It is Saudi watchman Nisha Ubotomwa. Ababa ne day na Saudi Bokrono and net. Yes, I did na NDC a position and Amwaba. Saturday, you see, Julius DavaR, the president, he gave them between 10 million odd Ghana cedis and 5 million odd Ghana cedis. And the woman, 100 million odd Ghana cedis and 200 million odd Ghana cedis. Nipa 220.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
And one more minor, your woman. NDC were power and you Ghana for. But MPP were power and a yehu woman, Sabin Prediasa, woman ya kromfua. Senior Mahama Mamu bin dinti.
Akuffo FM 92.3.
So the media, we are the problem of this country.
Abusua wene ensema ekoso ewo highway ne so a eye J.Mensah sisi ade wato nanu mutu pain say tension na eba ne so paade MPP amanyuko ndi wo ye den ontumi enwia abane mu ma isi an tension na e wone so no enye tension ketwa enye asem ketwa kwenti no de dwa ato akọ ma Ghana military say osra o ma amomba ne ho ban wo 2024 elections. Abusua when ensem a ekọ so e wo highway so e be dey abidwafo ase say omo je pene kokotie sa audio we e dey mai medam ase.